My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Central Hill Road, Echo, Mississippi, 38841. I'm still under attack by Scientology. They are driving parasites through my biology from a remote location. And this sounds crazy, but they are also driving aliens, extra-dimensional organisms. If you refer to my other videos, it explains the issue in detail. So, over the past few weeks, they have given me frontal lobe damage. They have damaged my frontal lobe very badly. And over the past few days, they have been damaging the back of my brain. So they have damaged my temporal lobes. They have removed tissue and drove worms through me. This morning, they cut brain tissue off the top of my head, back of my head. And then they put it back on. I'm dizzy, I'm weak. Extra dimensional brain tissue. If they keep going to the back of my brain, towards my brain stem and my medulla, it will kill me. They're using illegal surveillance technology. It's hive mind technology to read my mind and to steal my intellectual property. So I wrote Crazy Bird Comics. I wrote the Environmental Creation Agency or Environmental Control Agency. I wrote Divine Currency or Buffalo Dollars, Alien Bob, Bug Bob, and several other stories. They think they own my intellectual property now, and they want to kill me and get away with it. Yes, this is premeditated murder. This is Scientology. That is my experience. I can see and hear and smell and taste and touch the extra dimensions. They have given me hive mind technology or extra dimensional technology, which allows me to perceive or sense the upper dimensions. I can see these people. They stalk me on their upper dimensions, on their alien forms. Alien technology gives them the ability to drive these parasites through my body. Now you can say that there are other reasons or other ways that this could happen, and there are. There is third dimensional tech in the works or available that can make you see things and experience things. But I am really sick. I really do have parasites. My medical professionals have been afflicted by these people to keep a secret. I know because they talked to me at the hospital. Surrogates. So they removed this tissue from me, and then they put the same tissue back on. Other parts of my brain has tissue from other organisms, probably a human. They gave me a brain transplant in parts of my brain. They think this, you cannot utilize this brain tissue being used this way. You cannot utilize it as your own. The best thing that it does is it acts as a meat Band-Aid. It covers up the damaged tissue with a soft membrane, which it helps me feel better. But I'm still missing a lot of brain function. Yes, I was kidnapped by Scientology. This has been going on for the past 13 or 14 years or longer. Dead people and Scientologists, they also perceive time in a different manner than we do in the third dimension. They perceive time as a simultaneous event. That means at this moment, I'm also being born. At this moment, my ancestors are living or alive and being born, and they are all being manipulated, turned into surrogates so they can control my name. Now, my name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers, which is an acronym for several things. Uh, Primarily remote control worm woman, which there is women assaulting me on their alien presences. It also means remote controlled Wakinya Witko, which is partially Lakota or thunder being that has gone crazy. So Wakinya or Wakinya means thunder being or thunderbird, and Witko means crazy, which means they are acting out or they have gone crazy. They do not act normal. Yes, they manipulated or my genetics to control my name. Uh, so I have a unique bloodline. I am a descendant of several Native American tribes. It has given me inherent intelligence. I'm very philosophical and logical. I I have a creative aspect to my personality. Uh, I have been very political throughout my life, so I've participated in politics a lot. I'm dizzy and weak, low energy. I have been taking multivitamins and vitamin D supplements and eating healthily to try to regenerate and heal. Yes, there is a such thing as alien tech. Now, however, this is being done from a remote location. People are driving parasites and removing brain tissue. The parasites are in all dimensions. So there are more than 3 dimensions. There are 11 dimensions. And there is also this dark matter or dark energy attached to us in which we can't see until we are dead or on the other side. So these parasites are in all dimensions. I even have third dimensional parasites. Yes, my medical professionals also think I'm crazy. I have, uh, this is a psychological issue to them. I am praying, I have some worms that are ready to come out in the third dimension. I'm praying they come out and I get to go get treatment, the proper treatment. They have, so they are conditioned to do body parts. So I have to explain Scientology to explain why this is happening. So there are more than 3 dimensions. There are 11 dimensions in total. We have biology in these extra dimensions. So we have 11 dimensional biology. You can't see it while you're among the living. These dimensions reside within the particle itself. So inside of the particles in which we consist of lie 11 dimensions. It is like we are on the outside of something, or the bottom. It's like we see out into the void from the first dimension. We turn around upon death and face the opposite direction towards the 11th dimension. Yes, humans have an afterlife. The human genome produces an 11-dimensional organism with horns on our head. They stand straight up. We are Anunnaki. That is our bloodline. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before they die. They remove it from themselves and they modify it. And they use technology and techniques to turn it into an upper dimensional vehicle, a biology in which they can drive and operate in the upper dimensions. Yes, they can go anywhere. They are invisible to our third dimensional eyes. And they can manipulate us, modify our environments, steal biology, or they can modify our biologies. They can hurt us. They do hurt us. Scientology has turned into an exploitation ring. So anybody with any kind of influence, power, or authority, such as politicians or government agents or big business owners, they get forced to assimilate. Or if you have a job position in which they desire to control, or if you are in a position to get to somebody, such as a friend or a family member or a coworker, they may force you to assimilate or even try to turn you into a surrogate, which is possible with the alien technology. They have the ability to drive other organisms. I'm sick, I'm weak. My brain feels numb. Yes, they provide life support as they do this to me. So Scientology, they are conditioned to remove body parts for a living. Once a portion of your biology has been removed, in order to turn it into an upper dimensional vehicle, it requires stolen body parts from other humans and other species. So they had to utilize transplants. You can't, these biologies, they can't function properly in the state uh, in which they can't function properly after being removed. You have to leave organs and tissues behind so the origin biology can continue to function and survive. So they remove a portion of it. And they attempt to turn this thing into one or more upper dimensional vehicles. Aliens. They have to take organs and tissues from other humans and other species in an attempt to make themselves whole and function properly. Yes, I've been damaged greatly. It's turned into a snuff film. If you refer to my other videos, it explains it in great detail. Yes, there are horsehead aliens or aliens with elongated noses. Uh, the act of being cleaved, it does something to our extra dimensions. It makes our face elongate, and you kind of shift, your shape shifts with the forces of the universe. So it's like there's something pulls on it, or now I'm being harassed. I'm being subjected to someone's bad psychology. They're using slurs and body language and uh, derogatory comments towards me at the moment. He said, Yahoo, now I get to kill you. So Scientology, they kidnap people. They force assimilation. They exploit people. They traffic humans. They steal body parts. They also drive worms through people for fun. Uh, so they like to turn people into surrogates also. Yes, they traffic humans for both for organ donations and for uh, sexual reasons and for surrogate making purposes. So there are various types of alien forms. There are the blues, the bloods, the grays, and then there are lizard people using lizard body parts. They make lizard people using lizard body parts. There are also various types of lizard people, some of which are just genetically engineered, not using lizard biology. And then there is insectoid or bug people using bug body parts. And then there are worm people. They use worm body parts in a lot of their biological modification. Yes, it is illegal to poach or to take organs and tissues from any organism on the planet. I think you can have like raccoons or, uh, I vote not to mess with the afterlife of any animal or creature. It makes us sick and it can lead to a bad afterlife experience. So you can suffer in the afterlife if you are missing biology or your biology has wound up in a bad place. There's an entanglement property that keeps you attached to this extra dimensional biology, even if it's removed from you. I call it displacement theory. It's so uh, this extra dimensional biology is made up of the same particles in which we consist of in the third dimension. It is the inside of these particles in which we consist of. But you can't remove energy from these particles, it will be destroyed. You can't remove the extra dimensions from the particles. It will be destroyed. It causes a warp in space time. So space time has to conform and warp to ensure this doesn't happen. So as a removed piece of biology leaves your body and goes to a remote location, uh, the space time in between you and this removed body part shrinks to zero. It actually warps the space time in between you and this removed body part, no matter where it goes from you. Yes, they're using stolen body parts to complete their alien forms. Please stop. So they are conditioned to do this. They do this on a daily basis. They do it for a living. It is their employment and their hobbies. They steal body parts to create their alien forms, both from humans and animals and insects and worms. Yes, it has to be a pest animal in order to harvest legally. Or you have to wait till they're in season. That's true. I'm very sick. And they are premeditating more attacks and ultimately my death. They are also doing this to my animals and my pets and other family members. And I do have other family members that are surrogates or have been afflicted so they can get to me, yes. They did this to friends, families, co-workers, even local policemen and government agents and politicians that are also involved in my life in the military. These people have gone crazy. So they have technology or devices in which they interface to their brain and central nervous system, both using this entanglement property. So they may take part of your brain to a remote location and assimilate it into a computer system or interface it to a computer system, or they may use wireless devices on the origin biology or your alien form. These devices artificially stimulate brain and central nervous system tissue. Yes, so they are all, it has a narcotic-like effect upon the user. It elevates hormones such as testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone. And it also elevates neurochemicals such as dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. This is leading to some extremely negative psychological issues within these people. Yes, if they keep going, my life will be in danger or I may die. I was forced to assimilate because uh, I was a political activist and I'm also an author. They found me on social media. Yes, and I got kidnapped. So they said more like stalking, home invasion. They come to your home and your place of employment and your vehicles. Everywhere you go, they send their extra dimensional uh, counterparts. They send their alien forms to assault, to modify. For a long time, I was okay. I was sick uh, due to the modifications in foreign objects and the removal of biology. And there was a lot of conflict within the hive mind towards me, mainly because they experience the future before it happens. And then they started exploiting me. So these people that were responsible for this phone service or this hive mind technology, they started selling seats to other Scientologists to also let them invade my mind space, to steal ideas or to steal intellectual property. Then it turned into biological theft. They wanted my intelligence, my ability to create and write literature and participate in politics, to persuade a vote. They wanted all these abilities for themselves. They started removing brain tissue, partially for experimentation purposes, and plus they just wanted my brain tissue. They covet body parts. They see them as a commodity. So they removed brain tissue. And then this turned into a snuff film. Chop some more, more, more. They are extremely psychotic and delusional. They are extremely offensive. They get offended extremely easily. They are irritable. They are jealous and petty. Some of them just don't want people to have it. Plus, they are experiencing toxic masculinity or machoism due to their elevated T levels and elevated neurochemistry. They are extremely violent people, and they have been allowed to operate above the law for uh, several decades, since like the 60s. This is about a 60-year-old enterprise. Scientology is. Yes, it's also affecting my vision a lot. Yes, it's turned into a snuff film. They're premeditating the death of me, my family, and other people in my life. Barack Obama has an alien form. Uh, Several CIA agent members also have an alien form. The FBI has an alien form. The military, they utilize alien technology. They have alien forms, especially the Navy. The Navy has some of the biggest. Plus the government, media companies and marketing companies such as NPR, NPB, some of their employees are utilizing aliens. Uh, Marketing companies and social media, they're also utilizing alien technology. And some of them are doing it en masse to the public to invade our privacy and to try to control our behavior. Google, they have an alien presence. and several other big business owners or CEOs. They also have alien presence. A lot of them use lizards. Yeah, the lizard technique. That also extends to a plain Jane uh, human that has been cut, that has been subjected to the environmental forces of outer space. So we go to outer space when we die. It is an extremely hostile environment, and plus you have to deal with a different rate of expansion. Space-time functions differently at that part of the universe. It has an effect on biologies, and the Anunnakis, yeah, they also help develop. Yes, I'm very sick. They have also damaged my teeth. This side of my jaw, they have actually ripped my bottom part of my jaw off, and they have it at a remote location, and they're using it for a torture device. They keep filling it full of worms and tendrils or wires, and they have also damaged uh, the top part of my teeth. Yeah, that tooth was knocked out in a fight when I was younger. Somebody's wearing a class ring. By my best friend, we were both drunk. He was a violent person. So I'm very sick. I'm just explaining the issue, reporting the criminal activity of the day. I'm going to cut this video short so it doesn't shut off. I think my phone's been hacked.